Oh, yeah.
All right. I think we are ready to get started. I call to order this meeting of the ANC 4D. I, my name is Abel Amene. I'm Commissioner for 4D02. Since we have not had elections yet for chair, I will take the reins just for a little bit. So first, first item is roll call. We're gonna do a roll call to determine quorum. So I will call the roll. Commissioner Auntie Rota.
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Belmeni, I'm present. Commissioner Brandy Blute,
Present.
Commissioner Eliza Kava,
Present.
Commissioner Stephen Marenchik.
Present but not sworn in yet.
It's true. Commissioner Stoya Dmitriev,
Present.
Commissioner Kayla Baker,
Present.
Commissioner Jen Kaufman.
Present.
All right, with 7 commissioners present, we have a quorum. I call this meeting to order. All right.
All right.
Oh, I see the council member is here with us. That gives us the occasion, if you're not too rushed, Commissioner. No, council member, I mean, sorry. Hi, welcome. Would you like to do the swearing in now?
You want to do it?
Yes, yes.
Sorry to
Thank you.
drag you out here.
Yeah. Oh, right.
That's still going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We only handled 17, it's like 20 panels.
Mhm.
All right, so we will rearrange the agenda a little bit to allow for swearing in for Commissioner Maranchik. And then we might even let the council member speak first.
Where would you like me to?
Let people see you do your own,
Mhm.
right? Raise your right
It is Mike. There you go. I know,
My dad's a
stalwart in defeat.
My dad is Pittsburgh, so you're all.
It's a good man.
I state your name,
I, Stephen Eugene Morensick Jr.,
having been duly elected
having been duly elected
as an advisory neighborhood commissioner
as an advisory neighborhood commissioner
of the District of Columbia,
of the District of Columbia,
representing single-member districts,
representing single-member District 4D05,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I
that I
will faithfully execute
will faithfully execute
the laws of the United States
the laws of the United States
and of the District of Columbia,
and of the District of Columbia,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
defend
defend
the Constitution of the United States
Constitution of the United States
and the District of Columbia
and the District of Columbia
Home Rule Act,
Home Rule Act,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
I'm about to enter.
I'm about to enter.
Let's go.
All right,
Congratulations,
thank you.
Commissioner.
Again. Picture of all of us, is that what you want to do?
Oh,
Is that
sure.
what you want to do? How do you want to do that?
They about to, did they start?
Where would you like us? Here, or do you want us to be out?
Yeah, probably.
Stand over here. probably.
Yeah, probably. Ready? We'll take a couple. Thank you.
So I think we're doing our, real quick and then we'll let.
Yeah, you'll start the meeting.
All right.
All right, Commissioner Maranchik.
Yeah.
Present.
Morensick. Commissioner Morensick is present.
All right, we have a quorum with all members, all 8 members present. So now that we have a quorum, I am out of order and that I am chairing a meeting that I'm not elected to. So first, I will look favorably for a motion for me to chair pro tem.
I make a motion that Commissioner Abell is our Chair Pro Tem.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, we'll do this by unanimous consent. Unless there's any objections, I will have been elected Chair Pro Temp per our standing rules. All right. Now that I have been elected Pro Temp, I will conduct the elections for Chair. The nomination process and election process is outlined in Article 4 of our bylaws. And it states at the January Executive Committee meeting, Commission 4D and members will discuss candidates for each office and vote the officers' positions at the January regular scheduled public meeting to serve for one-year terms. The Commission 4D shall use the following procedure to elect individual officers. At the January Executive Committee meeting, members will discuss and express interest in officer positions, which we have done. Each candidate shall be nominated by a commissioner at a regular meeting and must be seconded by another commissioner. Commissioners may nominate themselves, but may not second the nomination. The chair and the presiding officer will ask the nominee whether they will accept the nomination. If the nominee accepts the nomination, the nominee may also make a brief statement. Officers will be elected during an open ballot process by a majority vote of the commission. No secret ballots are allowed. In the event of a candidate does not receive a majority vote, additional votes will take place immediately thereafter until a candidate has received majority vote of the commission. Officers will be eligible for re-election. No individual may serve for both chairperson or treasurer. That's the process. So having heard that, do we have any nominations for chair?
I nominate Commissioner Kaufman for chair.
We have a nomination for Commissioner Kaufman for chair. Do I have a second?
Second.
Hearing a nomination and a second. Commissioner Kaufman, would you like to accept the nomination?
I will accept. Thank you.
All right, now that you've accepted, you may make a statement as well.
It is a pleasure to serve with all of you, and I really look forward to working with you this year.
Thank you. Now that we have a motion and a second, I will call for a vote. We'll do a roll call on this. So I will call the roll. Commissioner Koskenrota, how do you vote?
Yes.
Yes. Commissioner Abell votes yes. Commissioner Blute,
Yes.
Commissioner Kava,
Yes.
Commissioner Maranchik,
Aye.
Commissioner Dimitrov,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Kaufman.
Aye.
All right, by unanimous vote, Commissioner Kaufman is elected our chair. Congratulations. Awesome. I will go ahead and do the rest of the elections. The process for other offices are the same. Let me just make sure I do this in the right order. The next position is for vice chair. Do I have any nominations for vice chair?
I
I-
nominate Commissioner Blewett for
Oh.
the position of vice chair.
Awesome. I have a nomination for Commissioner Blute.
Second.
Second, we have a motion and a second. Commissioner Blute, would you like to accept?
Yes, I accept.
Thank you very much. Would you like to make a statement?
I'll just say that I'm very excited to work with all of you and be Commissioner Kaufman's right hand.
We have a motion for a vote for us on the floor. I will call the roll unless there's any discussion or anything. Commissioner Koskenrota.
Aye.
Aye. Commissioner Bell votes aye. Commissioner Blute.
Aye.
Aye. Commissioner Kava.
Aye.
Commissioner Maranchik.
Aye.
Commissioner Dimitrov.
Aye.
Commissioner Baker.
Yes.
Commissioner Kaufman.
Aye.
By unanimous vote, Commissioner Blute is elected vice chair. Congratulations. All right, the next position is for position of secretary. Do I have any nominations for secretary?
I nominate Commissioner Baker.
All right.
Second.
Oh, was that?
And I
Yeah,
nominated
okay.
Commissioner Baker.
We have a nomination and, okay, we have a second as well. Commissioner Baker, would you like to accept the position of secretary?
I would not.
Oh, sorry. All right, Commissioner Baker has, declined. So do we have any other nominations?
I would like to nominate Commissioner Dimitrov.
Commissioner Dimitrov, do I have a second?
Second.
Second, okay. Commissioner Dimitrov, would you like to accept?
Yes.
All right, we have a nomination. Any statements that would you like to make?
Well, of course, thank you for nominating me, and I'm happy to be working with all of you. And I think we will do great.
All right, thank you very much. Do I have any more further debate or discussion on this motion? Otherwise, I will call the roll. I'm gonna have many chances at this. Commissioner Coscarota.
Aye.
Aye. Commissioner Bell votes aye. Commissioner Blue.
Aye.
Am I saying that right? How
It's
would you-
Blewett, but
Fluid.
yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna get it. Commissioner Cava,
Aye.
Commissioner Morenchik, am I saying that right?
Forensic, aye.
Okay. Commissioner Dimitrov, am I saying that right?
Yes, aye.
Aye, okay. Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Kaufman.
Yes.
All right, with a unanimous vote, you are elected secretary. Congratulations, Commissioner Dimitrov. The next position is for treasurer. Do
Can
we
I
have?
try again?
Yeah. Commissioner Cava.
I would like to nominate Commissioner Baker for treasurer.
Awesome.
Second.
We have a second. Commissioner Baker, would you like to accept?
I do.
Awesome, thank you. Would you like to make any statements?
Just keep it short. Looking forward to working with everyone and excited to ensure compliance of our financials.
Awesome. All right, we have a motion on the floor. Any further debate on this? Otherwise, I will call the roll. Commissioner Coscarota,
Yes.
but not quite there. Commissioner Abel votes yes. Commissioner Blue. I'm
Yes.
still, okay. Okay. Commissioner Cava,
Aye.
Commissioner Rensick,
Aye.
Commissioner Dimitrov,
Aye.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Kaufman.
Aye.
All right, by unanimous vote, Commissioner Baker is elected our treasurer. Congratulations. We have elected officers. Commissioner Chair, would you like to take over? I can conduct the rest of the show. All right, thank you very much. My short stint on the dictatorship has ended. Thank you all so much.
Thank you for your
Good job.
service.
Thank you, Pro Tem. Now we are moving on to, I believe, the approval of the agenda. The agenda has been distributed. Do I hear a motion to approve the agenda as distributed?
Would, actually, council member, would you like to, council member? Councilor George, would you like to go first?
you
We
ready?
could rearrange our agenda a little bit here.
Absolutely. Of
All right.
course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I would like to make a motion to move city officials, Councilmember Lewis George's item as the next item on the agenda, and we will proceed through the rest of the agenda as presented.
Second.
So, any objections? Okay, so adopted. Council member.
There's something you want us to share or anything? Is there anything you want to show or?
No, nothing to show.
Sure.
Just want to say, first of all, Happy New Year. And welcome to the new commissioners and thank you for returning and for giving this service. I consider our ANC commissioners respected leadership partners for myself. There's no subordinate thing here in Ward 4, no line of sort of you're here, you're here. We're leading this ward together. All of our constituents are the same constituents, and they all deserve advocacy to our government to get the best services they can possibly get. And so I look forward to this opportunity to working together. 4D, we have a lot on the horizon. As you know, lots of traffic safety changes that need to be made. I look forward to working with you all and pushing DDOT to make traffic safety changes. Every year they have changed the TSI process to now taking you all completely out of it, which has caused complete mayhem. And now it's sort of a advocate by council member, by commissioner. My hope is to sort of legislate and change that. But until my team works on that legislation, we'll have to be in lockstep together to fight to get intersections what they need. Don't be afraid to fight with me to get these things done. Never be afraid to copy me on an email. Don't be afraid to yell at me if you need to. Say, Councilmember, I feel like you're not giving this enough attention. Your job is to push all of us and push it so that government gives you service. So I won't feel offended if ever you're like, I need you to pay attention and you're not paying attention. That's your job to advocate for your 2,000 and plus constituents. So always feel free. That's the case. But traffic safety is going to be a lot. We have the Metro Branch Trail. We have a lot of advocacy around South Dakota Avenue. People are already assuming there's going to be a bike lane and they want us to be involved. We will be involved. We will make sure the community voices are heard in that as well. So we'll have a lot. As you know, I've fought really hard for Kennedy Street Library. I'm going to keep that fight going. We have funding. We're trying to make sure that funding stays in every single budget. So you'll see me fighting for that. My goal is we've done a lot of revitalization on the top end of Kennedy Street. We've not given that much love to First and Kennedy. I want to focus in on First and Kennedy and help First and Kennedy as well. So I look forward to working on those things. Our schools, Barnard, Truesdale, a number of our schools are undergoing modernization or fixes. We got to make sure our community voices are heard in those modernization and those upgrades. And then we have to make sure those things are done properly for our students. So we have a lot to do within that. Public safety remains, even though, the numbers have gone down, whether your community feels safe is a real thing. Whether the numbers say one thing, if your community doesn't feel safe, then it's our job to make them feel safe by our actions. So I look forward to working with you on that. Whenever there is a shooting, right now, the policy is that if there's a shooting involving an individual was struck, or there's mass property damage, like somebody shot up the whole 4 cars on your block, that's when MPD sort of notifies, the watch commander will call and notify the council member and the ANC commissioner. That we limited it to that because we worked that out because they don't want to call us every time they have something. So we limited it to that category, but you're always willing and able to call the 4D watch commander as a commissioner and say, I'm the commissioner of here. Please tell me what just happened. So let's continue to be partners on public safety as well. And as things arise, I'm happy to work with you all on that. New commissioners, I have opened, there's a link that Barbara will give to you for one-on-ones. So I hope to meet with you all for 30 minutes individually to just talk about what your personal needs are. Returning commissioners, don't worry, I will still meet with you all, but new commissioners come first. So you all will be given the back of the link list after I've met with all of our new commissioners. I am starting something new where we're going to meet monthly with the chair of each ANC monthly. So all the chairs will come together. So 4A, 4B, 4C, 3, 4G, the chairs of each, so that as a commission, I couldn't do all commissioners, but I was like, monthly we can do the chairs. So you have already elected your chair, and I look forward to working with Jen to have those monthly meetings to move things ahead. 2 last things, because I know I'm going on. My Listen As We Climb tour, always, this is my 5th annual. I come around to every neighborhood in person, and that's my session to talk about budget and to talk about oversight. These things happen really fast. So oversight is beginning at the end of this month. Dates will be released by the end of this week as to which agencies are going to have oversight. My commissioners are sort of first in command to show up at oversight hearings, especially the agencies that we need to get movement on more. The more of us that come and say, we need this done, the chairs of those committee, which are my colleagues, hear you. The mayor hears you, and we're able to get a lot of things done sometimes. Initially, the mayor will just put it in her initial budget because she's heard it over and over from us. Or the chair of that committee will say, I heard your community loud and clear. I'll make sure it's in my budget. So I'm going to be doing that. You all, since your neighborhoods are sort of like a big conglomerate, you have 3 options now. Petworth and Brightwood Park will be first. If you consider yourself Petworth and Brightwood Park, I'm not getting into the argument of what the line is. If you consider yourself Petworth and Brightwood Park, you guys are actually going first because you went last in my last year one. And so that'll be at Roosevelt Friday, January 24th from 6:30 to 8:30. If you consider yourself Lamont, Riggs Park, and South Manor Park, you will be at February 22nd, and that'll be at the Lillian Huff Library from 2 to 4 p.m. on February 22nd. And then because everybody can't do in person, there's always one last virtual session for any neighbor who didn't make it or couldn't make it. And that will be on February 26th, and that'll be our all virtual session. If you have a constituent who needs ASL, who needs interpretation, please let us know in advance, because we have to, the council has to go through a whole payment process to get translators or to get ASL. And so if we request it too late, they won't give it to us. And that means we're not as accessible as we possibly can be. The last thing, and I'll let you all look at it, is we are, the new council just started. We all have committees. I say that because people just think of committees as committees, but that's actually a wealth of knowledge and a resource for you all. I'm on the committee of facilities. I'll be chairing that again, which means I have DGS, which has all of our schools, all of our government buildings, all of our police stations, fire stations, any government owned property is under DGS. I now have DPR, Department of Parks and Recreation. It'll be fun. So I'll be doing oversight over DPR now, and I have disability, Office of Disability Rights, and that cluster, and I want to double down on sort of that nexus there. Each of my colleagues have been assigned a committee. You can see the committee list on DC Council website. I won't go through them all, but I say that to say each committee gets staff members. And so if there's a specific issue, for example, a housing issue, you want to research, you are doing this as a volunteer job and you may not have the time. You can always call the Council Committee on Housing, which is chaired by Robert White, and say, hey, I'm a commissioner. Can somebody in the Housing Committee work on this project, like research this for me? So it's important to look at those and see which council members have which committees, so that you can reach out and get those committees, that committee staff members, to double down and get issues done for you in that way. So that is sort of, I could talk about sort of snow pickup and all of that, but I hope we've gotten over that piece. With that, I look forward to working with you all. Myself or Barbara Rogers will be coming to all of your meetings. So you'll always have representation from my office. If there's a special meeting and you say, council member, we need you here, just say that and I'll make the way to be here. As you see, I have hearings go till 9 o'clock sometimes. So if you want me here, you gotta let me know so I can run over, but I'm happy to do that. And so with that said, I look forward to working with you. Make sure you call, make sure you text, make sure you email me. I'm happy to be a resource. This job can be a lot if you put it all on yourself. You have a village of your fellow commissioners. You have a village of your council member and our staff. And we want to be here and be a resource to you and make this job as meaningful and rich as it possibly can be as we serve the constituents. So with that, thank you. If you have any questions, I'm happy to take them. And good luck. Let's go. Okay. Commissioner Cobb.
Thank you. Yes. I have a question. Did you say that the facilities committee is now covering the DPR?
That's right.
Okay, that was new to me. Thank you. That's useful.
Yes, it is.
That's going to be great.
Everyone's like, oh, they let a ward member do DPR. I'm like, yeah, should be fun. I'm excited. Anything else?
Does anybody else have any questions?
Congratulations on your.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you. Some of you, I'm for the patients. I had maternity leave for a little bit at the end of the year. My husband and I welcomed a beautiful baby boy, Pierce James George, on October 24th. He's turning 3 months next week, and we are just overjoyed. But I just want to thank the commission for all their support, former commissioners who really stepped up and supported me as I took some maternity leave. And people were like, is she going to be? Someone asked a question, I think it was at this one, there was like, so when is the baby coming? And everybody was like, when the baby comes, no one knows. But anyways, it's really helped me be more sort of, I would say I was fierce before, but I think I'm even more sort of tuned in as a parent to I want these streets safe. I want our community safe. I want us to be able to thrive as a community. And so I think, he's just given me even more purpose and even more fight in me to keep going and fight for our community. So I'm really grateful. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
We would welcome a visit from the baby.
I will bring, he's a smiler, so he'll start getting you to do stuff for him. So it'll all work out. Yes, I'm getting a sleeping coach. That's happening. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. And does anyone on Zoom have a question for the council member or the council member's office? It was a very thorough presentation, so I am not surprised.
Awesome. I see everyone at the
Thank
schedule
you.
line and oversight. Oh, I see someone. Ms. Johnson?
Yes, no, I was just saying thank you for once again serving Ward 4. And of course, I look forward to meeting you, some of the new ANC commissioners, and I look forward to continue working with you as well, Louis George. Yes.
Thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Johnson.
You're welcome.
Okay, believe we are resuming our agenda now. On the agenda is actually approval of the agenda. The agenda has been distributed. Do I hear a motion to approve the agenda as distributed?
I motion to approve the agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
The agenda, is there any objections? Hearing none, the agenda has been approved by unanimous consent. Moving on to the next portion of the agenda, which is the consent agenda. Items for the consent agenda include the December minutes, December 2024 minutes. I am noticing a typo as written in the agenda, if we can amend that. As well as approval for the meeting calendar for 2025. ANC 4D will meet the third Wednesday of every month, except in August and also December. And those dates are listed in the agenda accessible on the website as well. Executive meetings will also be held on the first Wednesday of every month, except in August and December. Also, the consent agenda includes affirming the 2 methods for providing public notice for this year for our 4D public meetings. And that will be on the website and via our email list. Are there any agenda items that the commission wishes to remove from the consent agenda? Okay, without objection, the consent agenda will be adopted. Now moving on to the treasurer's report. Commissioner Baker, is there anything you want to share?
Yes, thank you for that. For the treasury reports, which the goal was to review the quarterly financial reports for Q1 2025. I learned though a couple of days ago that we actually still have we have some work to do. So we're going to be coordinating with ANC following this meeting, now that I've officially been elected, to go over one, training, as well as the policies and procedures for all things related to the finances. And so what I'd like to do is come back to the meeting in February with an approval, a report for everyone's review and approval for Q1.
And I want to thank you, Commissioner Baker, for you've had already been at it and having meetings with Dawn from OANC, and appreciate you diving in there and making heads on the Q1 quarterly financial report for 2025. Any questions for the commissioner? Okay, moving on. We've shifted our agenda, so I believe we are now at commissioner announcements. I want to open the floor. Oh, apologies. Oh, apologies. Yes, thank you. I jumped over there. Thank you. This is what happens when you move. I want to open the floor for city official comments. So today we have comments from the mayor's office for community relations.
Good evening. Thank you for having me here today. My name is Leticia Acosta. I'm the new Ward 4 Moker for the mayor's office. Thank you for having me here, returning commissioners and new commissioners. I look forward to working with you all just to make sure that we are meeting the residents' needs. For us, just make sure if you guys have any flags that you hear from any residents regarding any unresolved 311s, or I know it's been snowing, it's been icy. Commissioner Carver, she's been doing a great job just sending pictures and flagging different areas. Once you guys do flag certain things to us, we'll reach out to the agency to make sure that the needs are met. Um, Also, I would like to let you guys know that there will be a parade for the Martin Luther King parade. I sent you guys an email with the invitation. If you guys could have a lister, you guys could send it over to the community. But thank you for having me here. Any questions?
I have a question. Can you share with us a little bit, like, right now it's snow, but more broadly, what should we think of you first for?
When it's snowing and there's anything to flag, it'll be great if you guys could send us just a picture of the street, just for us to make sure that we flag and make sure that DPW gets out. Of course, they're gonna target main streets first, but we also wanna make sure that the side street, the streets that are residential are also getting hit. Sometimes the trucks might be too big, but we wanna make sure that at least they go out and salt the streets.
Thank you. And I meant besides snow, like throughout the rest of the year after
Throughout
this
summer.
melts, what else should we call you for or text you for?
Any concerns, resident, anything that we could assist, flag. We are just like the eyes and the ears of the mayor, making sure that we bridge that gap between the resident and the government agencies. So if you are not getting any reply, you're putting in 311s and you're not seeing no actions being taken or met, please let us know so we could be that bridge.
Thank you so much.
And I see that there is a hand raised on the Zoom. Amon George?
Yes, hi. I wanted to follow up about recycling collection where I live. I know I'm in 4006. As far as I can tell, none of the houses in our area got recycling pickup today as scheduled. As you know, recycling was postponed from last week, so everybody's got like weeks of recycling built up. A few of us have put in missed collection 311 requests, but I wanted to make sure that it wouldn't just be DPW following up at individual households and that they know that they need to go through these entire alleys to pick up recycling.
May I get your address? I did flag. I'm also in that group chat, the WhatsApp group chat. So I did see those requests. So I did flag it to DPW this evening. But may I get your street address so I could make sure that that's one of the streets I flag?
Sure, I'm at 27 Sherman Circle, but as far as I can tell, all the houses around here have not gotten. I don't think I've heard from anybody who's gotten pickup. I know on our alley entirely it has not happened today.
Okay, I'll send that over to DPW just overall for DO6. Does anybody else's,
Yes, 600 block of Longfellow Street. I've had two people contact me that they haven't had theirs, I think, picked up in 3 weeks.
3 weeks? Okay.
This is Commissioner Morensik, 4005. I saw today at about 2 p.m. in my alley, they came through, so hopefully they're going to be making more rounds, but I did see them come through my alley today.
Any other questions?
And just one other thing, with the inauguration upon us, I know that there's a lot of street closures folks may not be aware of. What are the best resources that constituents should be consulting to find out about what the impacts will be for traffic, et cetera?
I will send over the website that will give you all updates for the inauguration, so that way you guys could share it with your residents also.
Great.
So I will send you guys over the website. Yeah, we send you guys a.
I think so. I think I just wanted to note for
That's fine,
constituents
that's
if what website they might want to go to for folks who are on the Zoom.
Can I send it to one? of you
Sure.
guys?
Oh, I'll post it in the Zoom.
Okay.
Great. Amazing. Any other questions? And thank you for being so communicative about the snow. Every day there's an update, and thank you for sending that over.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
Thank
I
you.
look forward to working with you guys.
Okay, I believe that now we are moving on to commissioner announcements. And are there, I'm going to open up the floor for any commissioners who want to make an announcement. Commissioner Renzick?
Just congratulations to our new office holders, and I'm happy to have a new team of enthusiastic individuals to work with. So.
Here, here. Any other items? Go ahead.
I'll
Commissioner
make an
Fowler.
announcement. I've been researching for my other role, the Barnard PTA, various kinds of immigrant know your rights trainings, both for more vulnerable community members of uncertain immigration status and also those of us who have certain immigration status or are citizens to be able to be trained as allies. There are numerous ones happening around the city. They are being organized mostly by nonprofit groups like United We Dream. Gosh, there's a whole bunch of them. And I just wanted to encourage folks, I'll send around as I see them on email, encourage them to send them out on your personal newsletters or in the commission newsletter. We have a lot of folks in our neighborhood who are vulnerable. And I'm already hearing through the schools that families are feeling, are starting to not send their children to school because they're worried about immigration enforcement and being separated from their children during the day. So it's affecting attendance and learning.
Thank you for flagging that. And I know that it is a deep concern for many, especially this month. Appreciate that. Are there any other announcements that any commissioners would like to make? Also want to note that in the chat, there's information for updates regarding impacts from the inauguration and then also the Peace Walk information I'm putting into the chat that Leticia Acosta mentioned. Maybe perhaps my only announcement is one last snow item is that there's always snow volunteers that are needed to help with icy conditions and shoveling the walks for folks with disabilities, older residents, people who are unable to physically do that work. It's actually very incredibly dangerous to shovel snow when you are older as the temperatures drop. And so if you are able to and would like to sign up as a volunteer, we'll drop that also into the Zoom chat. And if you can't do it, because it does require some kind of sign up, just reach out to one of the commissioners and we will help get you signed up as a volunteer. Yeah, it is not too late for seniors to still call. Thank you for that. So if you have icy sidewalk and you need help, please do call. Should they call 311 for that request? The Serve DC number. Okay, we'll put that in the chat. Okay, I'm going to repeat that for the Zoom. So if you are a senior and you need your sidewalk cleared, you should reach out to Serve DC. We will put that in the Zoom chat, that information. And if you can pass it along to your neighbors as well, that would be wonderful. Thank you. Okay, I'm hearing no other announcements. And having no old business, we are now on to new business. The first item is the matter of BZA number 21222 concerning 5001 4th Street Northwest, the proposed construction there. I want to hand it over to Commissioner Baker.
Yes, thank you. So for this particular matter, I believe we've invited the owner to come in and speak on that, to speak about the matter. My understanding is that it's a rear deck that's being built, but I'm going to let them share.
That's right. Sorry, you're stuck with me. My wife is definitely the better half. Better looking and smarter, but she's socially engaged this evening, so you're stuck with me. I shared a PowerPoint with just some pictures. I think we're pulling it up. But basically, yeah, that's correct. We're trying to build a deck or have some contractors put up a deck out back, and we need relief from from two of the zoning requirements to do it. So this is just another step in our saga of trying to get some permits to do this. So that's where we live, 5001 4th Street Northwest on a map. Could you hit the next one for me? Sorry, I'm going to say that like 6 times. This is what it looks like now, looking into the alley. It's the closest house. On the left is a beautiful fence there, which I built last summer. Do you want me to go point? Yeah, should I take it? This is so people can hear me on the, yeah, on the Zoom. So this is the house here. I encourage you to admire this lovely deck that I built 2 summers ago. The fence, sorry. So we're trying to put a deck here in this space. It would replace this existing stairwell coming out of our main floor. You can see this is where the basement is. It enters at grade in the back there. So if you could go to the next one for me. I've got a couple pictures of the proposed deck. I don't know how helpful it is, but here's the rear view. You can see it's an open space, so it would allow for parking underneath. And from the side, you know, it just looks like a pretty standard normal deck. As you can see, most of the neighbors actually in in the alley have a deck that's very similar to the one we're proposing. And maybe it's easier if you just click through. I had that slide animated, but I don't want to have to tell you to keep clicking. Basically the relief from these zoning requirements is necessary to construct a deck no matter what. Our lot is undersized. It's supposed to be at 2,000 square feet, according to the notes and comments we got back in the permitting process, but it's only 700 square feet. So just the house in its current state is over the lot occupancy limit. So to put up any sort of structure, we need relief from that. So it's going to kind of fit the aesthetic of the neighborhood. You know, it's already, or the alley, a lot of houses already have decks, like I mentioned. The relief we're asking for, I don't think is exceptional. Several of the houses appear to take up more of the lot occupancy, houses with the decks or garage combined. Several also leave far less setback, which was the second thing we needed relief from. Setback, I think, refers to the distance between the edge of the alley or the property line and where the end of the structure is. With the deck we're proposing to build, we'll have 9 feet of setback. There are at least 3 that, you know, you can see extend pretty much to the line of the alley. So what we're asking for, I don't think is unique. The deck will double the use of space. Right now, we can only use it to park. It's a steep slope, so it's really not usable for much. We're hoping that with a deck, we can spend some time out there and enjoy it, which is something that many of the neighbors can already do. And that's all I got. So I think questions are up next.
Yeah, quick question. What's the surface right below? What is the surface that is already there below the deck? Where would the deck will be?
It's concrete.
Concrete right now already. And that's basically the case for most of the neighbors too, right? Most of
Yes.
it is like
Yeah.
alley paved, most of the street.
All but one where they recently put in like tile or stone.
Thank you.
Commissioner Baker or anyone else, any other questions?
No, I don't have any other questions. Thank you for coming in and sharing. Other questions? From anyone
I had
else?
one additional question. In the drawings, it says that it comes out 16 feet. What is the approximate size of the neighbors? Is it about the same size as the neighbors' deck?
It varies. Some are a good bit shorter. I don't have specific measurements. There are a few, like I said, that extend pretty much to touching the alley. So those would be a bit more than 16 feet. But I don't have the specific numbers. I apologize. Sure.
Thank you. I don't hear any additional questions, and I really appreciate you sharing more about that. The photos were very illustrative and helpful to understanding the application. We have at the end, I don't know if you saw the agenda, but we make motions towards the end. And so we're going to get through the other items of business, and then we'll do that all after this.
Okay, great. Thank you for your time. Appreciate your attention.
Okay, appreciate that. Now we're going to move on to the next item of business, which is regarding ABRA application number 130610. I'm going to hand this over to Commissioner Blewett.
Great, thank you so much. So this is for a small restaurant called Poplar. And I believe the previous commission was in support of this application. It's, I think, about a 30-seat restaurant, very reasonable hours, serving beer, wine, food orders. And again, yeah, very small, very reasonable hours. And I think, like Commissioner George was saying earlier, it's been great that on our end of Kennedy Street, 7th and 8th, we're seeing more development there. So I think this is just another another application that would be in support of that. We recently had La Coupe move over to that area as well, over on 5th Street. So just asking my fellow commissioners for support on this application.
Any other comments or questions?
I will just say, this is not about this item. I think I should have emphasized this more on the, it's during executive committee meetings, but if we do have an item on the agenda, we typically try to, let the owners know so they can come and present as well. So just in future, just wanted to, it's something I should have remembered as well. Whenever we do, if we actually put it on the agenda, we notify the applicants so that they can come and present. I don't think any of these will be contentious, so not an issue, but just wanted to point that out in future for all of us. Yeah.
Thank you for flagging that. I'll definitely do that moving forward.
And one other item to note is that the previous commission did approve the stipulated license for Poplar, and so this is for the full license. Moving on to the next item of business, this is regarding ABRA application, or sorry, notice of public hearing regarding license number 111687. Commissioner Coscandrauta, if I can hand this over to you.
Thank you. So this is regarding Taqueria Distrito Federal at 805 Kennedy Street Northwest. I reached out to the agent listed, Mr. Jeff Jackson, listed on the application. They are asking for an entertainment endorsement, and he shared with me two things. One, that the owner of the establishment is not in the country right now, so he was unable to attend today. But they are looking for doing some karaoke in the restaurant. So knowing that it is a nice, super nice, neighborhood spot that's been there for a long time, I'm definitely in favor of supporting their application so that they can expand the operations for the neighborhood. And if I may add, I did send the Zoom link to Mr. Jeff Jackson. I wasn't sure if he was going to be joining, but if the chair could check, or anyone check the Zoom to see if he's on and would like.
Commissioner, I don't see him
Okay.
listed.
Then they probably couldn't just make it, but yeah, still, I would be in support of this application.
Thank you for that. Any questions regarding that item? Okay. Wanted to move now on to community comments for folks in the room and also on Zoom. We can take questions. The request is that folks limit comments to 1 minute each. They can be given the hour. We can extend them potentially to 2 minutes. And wanted to open it up to folks on Zoom or in person who have community comments. You can raise your hand on Zoom, type something in the chat, or just come up to the microphone if you're here. Ms. Johnson, go ahead.
Yeah, so
Ms. Johnson, I apologize. I accidentally unmuted you and I think muted you. Are you there?
okay, can
Go
you hear
me?
me?
I
Yes,
can.
okay.
Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. First concern, I noticed there was a fire yesterday at at 9th and on 9th between Jefferson and Kennedy. Just wanted to know, does anybody know the outcome of that? If the family has any needs or anything, so that was a concern. Hopefully, everybody is okay, and it's just structural damage to the house. I'm not sure whose ANC that is.
Hi, Ms. Johnson. This is Commissioner Blewett. It's within my ANC 4003. I did connect with our lovely Mocha rep yesterday, Ms. Letitia, who did confirm that the families impacted are okay. They're safe and sound. And the Red Cross was able to support with temporary housing for them as well.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for that. Also, my concern, the Triangle Park, I'm right across from there, the 5100 block of Illinois Avenue. There's a gentleman, he constantly parks his commercial vehicles there. The latest was some kind of apparatus that attaches to a vehicle. I've called 311 several times. Finally, they did get someone out to ticket it and then put a tow notice on it. However, the owner of that vehicle, noticed it, came and moved it, only to have moved it around on coming out at 7th and Farragut. What can we do for it? Because it's a constant thing. And in the past, one time I said something to him. Of course, he got a little belligerent, but I walked away after that. But it's a constant with him parking these commercial vehicles either in the 5100 block of Illinois Avenue or at the corner of 7th and Farragut or at 7th and Gallant. And 311 tends to take their time responding.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Can you provide us, I can send you an email, or if you feel comfortable, you can provide us with your address. That way your commissioner can work one-on-one with you to escalate those 311 requests. I think that would be the best.
No problem. Yes.
And
Okay,
that's me, Ms. Johnson. You can reach out to me directly with the 311 numbers, and I can work with Ms. Letitia, and we'll see what we can do.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you.
Any other comments, community comments? Okay, moving on, we have motions and votes on business before the commission. The first item here, and I actually will need your help on this, around BZA, on how to.
So. Vote to approve the
So I wanted to start with the first item, which is BZA 21222, which was the deck proposed construction. Wanted to make a motion. Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion that we approve the BZA 21222.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Do you want
We
to
do a roll call. That's right. We do a roll call because we're virtual. Apologies. Okay, so roll call. Commissioner Cosquenrota.
Aye.
Commissioner Amin.
Aye.
Commissioner Blewett.
Aye.
Commissioner Kava.
Aye.
Commissioner Marancic.
Aye.
Commissioner Dimitrov.
Aye.
Commissioner Baker.
Aye.
Commissioner Kaufman. Aye. Okay, that is approved unanimously. The next item is, apologies. the draft letter, ANC letter of endorsement regarding the Poplar ABCA application that was distributed to the commissioners. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Commissioner Cosconrota,
Aye.
Commissioner Amin,
Aye.
Commissioner Blewett,
Aye.
Commissioner Kava,
Aye.
Commissioner Maransik,
Aye.
Commissioner Dimitrov,
Aye.
Commissioner Baker,
Abstain.
Commissioner Kaufman, aye. That is approved with 7 ayes and 1 abstention. Okay. Having completed all the items on the agenda, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
By unanimous consent, the meeting's adjourned. Thank you all.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone on Zoom. I'm going to, Ms. Johnson, I'm going to put Commissioner Kava's email address in the Zoom for you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job, everyone.